because so much of the coverage is infuriating and frustrating and annoying, I think it's important that we have as much silly fun today as possible. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That it is time for some baseline mockery and silliness. Oh, and I've got to, let's see, do I turn these down? Yes, so that I don't hear it 3 times in the thing, I hope. We will see what we will see. Let's see.
Know that I am very disturbed.
Well, that I believe. All right, so we can hear him okay. You guys can hear him okay. Diamond is very disturbed. That's Diamond, by the way, on that side in the yellow, and that's Silk, just in case you don't know. And no one so far is responsible for having right out of the gate, but at some point, 5 eggs short of a dozen. Let's hit it.
5 eggs in a month.
I know.
Eat 2 eggs a day.
I know.
5 eggs.
5
eggs.
I know it's 5 eggs. 5 eggs is a lot. 5. I mean, it's not a lot for the month, obviously. Okay. All right. I get it. So, Diamond, Silk, just to clarify, just so we know, so no one's confused. Okay, here we go.
I want you to know that I am very disturbed.
We've known for quite some time, Diamond.
Disturbed is not the word for me.
Well, I've used other words, but I don't know that you'd like them per se. I think everyone else would find them amusing, but then you might chuck 5 eggs at my house.
Puppet Jim Crow Joe says America is back, but it looked like he's turned his back on the Americans he left over there in Afghanistan.
Oh yeah, it does it. Is this from his address? Are you going to play a piece?
Now this man keeps talking about he's building back better, but it looked like he's building back backwards.
That's right.
Because everything seemed to be going backwards.
Oh yeah, we're going back into Afghanistan. Is that what's happening?
And I'm beginning to think that the biggest threat to the United States of America is Jim Crow Joe.
Oh, see, I would certainly. It's got to be Marxism and socialism, hasn't it? Like now that the gay rights ship has sailed.
I'm serious.
That's right.
I believe you're serious.
He's making America appear weak.
Oh yeah, how's that?
Everything that he touched is a disaster. And my question is, who's running America?
That's right.
Because
if he's not running it, then how do you know everything he touches turns to
very un-American when you go and you hide into a basement like a coward and you don't stand with our ally.
That's right.
Huh? Is this old? August 22nd, 2021.
That's right. You see that one?
Yes, they call him Jim Crow Joe.
His name should be named Crisis.
Yes, I agree. Jim Crow Joe just doesn't do it. I think Crisis Biden makes it,
Like everything that he's touched has turned into a crisis.
That's right.
Everything.
And any nonsense of you all.
Yeah, because Afghanistan was going so well.
Trying to Joe
these last 20 years.
Bro, Jim Crow Joe a lifeline or a life jacket. That ain't gonna save him.
No, it's not.
None of that's going to save him.
No. Even if I try.
Because we already see exactly who he is. That's what, when it comes to Afghanistan, he had no plan.
No.
His only plan of action was playing golf right there in Camp David.
Golf. Golf. Oh, thanks.
Are stuck and stranded in Afghanistan.
Hype train.
And then he allowed the Taliban to take over the country.
That's right. And he loved.
Did he allow it? Are you guys going to read from the agreement from last year with the May 1st deadline? You're just going to pretend that doesn't exist? Do they even know? I think that's the question. Am I asking too much?
And the blame game.
That's right. Yeah. 20 years, trillions of dollars spent.
And you want us to stay longer?
Handed everything, as far as I'm concerned, over to the Taliban, to these terrorists.
But a lot of people.
Sorry. What would entail for us? What would it entail for us to not hand stuff over to the Taliban? You mean staying there forever? Right.
Say, that they voted for Jim Crow Joe because of his experience. And he's been in there for 48, 49. It feels like 100 years. Okay. But his experience tells him what? To leave the weaponry there and let the Taliban get the weaponry?
Well, where did his experience come from? A manual for dummies? I mean, where did
this is sharp criticism. It's tight. They worked on this. This is like watching like jugglers at Cirque.
Where did it come from?
Yeah.
Leave the American citizen there and let the Taliban get the American citizens?
No, that's not what's happening. When was, again, this video was made yesterday, today?
Our military to leave everybody else to fend for themselves while he's sitting up at a retreat at Camp David.
Is this what experiment
Yes, this is what experiment gives you.
have taught? I mean, come on, you all think about this right here.
All right, I'm trying. I just don't know what you want me to think about. Oh, look at this terrible thing. Look at these men in these long white outfits with look at the guns in the sky or whatever.
People said that they voted for him because of his experience.
It's experiment. It's experiment.
What experience do this man have not to take and save American lives first?
Please cut to some video that makes this make sense.
Well,
Don't get Silk started.
but guess what, Phil? He finally came out of the bank
Don't get Silk started.
to say some things. Y'all take a look at this.
All right.
We plan for every contingency, but I always promise the American people that I will be straight with you. The truth is, this did unfold more quickly than we had anticipated.
Well, what did you anticipate, Joe? What?
Well, 5 to 10 months at the outside, 3 months at the short end, 90 days at least to start bringing people out. But apparently May 2nd, there was something special about that date that Trump talked to them last year. And so they just started moving.
Ask for the friendly ghost to go over there and to calm the waters?
Yeah, that's normally what happens. Casper the friendly ghost to go over there and calm the waters. There's no water. It's Afghanistan.
In the game to sit and collect the weaponry that you left behind for the Taliban? Did you expect the patrol to patrol the borders of Afghanistan so that the Taliban couldn't get in? Did you? Oh, were you in?
No, I did not. I did not expect Paw Patrol to handle it. I didn't. Hold on a second. Hold on. I've got to, let's see. Do I turn this up on here? Yeah, I think that. If I bring this down a little, does that do it? Yeah. Check 1, check 2, check 3, check 4. Does that sound all right? Does that sound better? Is it okay? I'm trying to figure out which one. There we go. I'll bring this back up. It'd be close. I just don't want to bring the audio way up. There we go.
On all of this right here.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand. How did the Taliban know that the American soldiers were leaving?
Come on.
That's a great question. It might take me a long time to look it up, but I'll try, Diamond. I will. Let's see. How did the Taliban know that the America was leaving? I gotta do this. Let's see if my keyboard works. There we go. How did they know? How did they know that he was? How did they know they were leaving? What gave the Taliban the idea of a timetable for when America was leaving? Wherein. At what point did the Taliban think that Trump, while not meeting with the Afghan government, was meeting with them? And at what point, let's see, who was dealing with the Taliban in terms of, wait a minute, before signing an agreement. Okay, cool. So I don't know. I looked. I don't know how do they know? How could they know?
They just walk up in Afghanistan. Were they already there? Why did the president of Afghanistan? Why did he just automatically leave?
Just leave.
Money and to save his life, I guess, and because he's a coward and he wasn't really a leader.
Soldiers leave.
What? Hold on. Why did whose soldiers leave? I have to jump this back over here.
Afghanistan. Why did he just automatically leave?
Just leave.
When did the soldiers leave?
When did the soldiers leave? They didn't leave. They're still there. They just put their guns down and either joined the Taliban or went back home to wherever they were from. You know, there was 1,000, Afghan special forces that were going to hold one of the bases of the last stand, and they got they agreed to a ceasefire with the Taliban days ago, and then we flew them to safety. So, don't know.
How did the Taliban know that all of the American soldiers were gone?
That's right.
Well, they're not gone. They just knew there was a date by which they would be gone.
Yeah, I mean,
What, were you guys asleep through the Trump presidency?
think about this thing, because some stuff is not adding up here.
I think it's not the equation that's the problem. I think you have missing elements in the formula, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of factors. You're not factoring in so much.
Ain't nothing adding
Yes,
up.
they do say Taliban's plural. It is a Taliban. I don't know what the pluralization of it. If it's if it's a cluster of Talibans, a murder of Talibans.
No, ain't nothing adding up here. And when you look at everything, I'm looking at our borders.
Yeah.
How he have them wide open here in the United States.
Come on.
And how people have been crossing. We don't know who these people are.
Nope.
How do we know these people ain't terrorists right here?
Yeah, they might be the Taliban. That might be the Taliban. Especially those 8-year-olds. They look really suspect. That 11-year-old they found crying in the desert, he looked like Taliban to me. Honest to God. You bring him into this country, feed, inoculate, and school him for 20 years, help him get a good job and an education, give him citizenship, and one day he's going to want Sharia law in Branson, Missouri.
You know now, Jim Crow Joe and his administration, they were flying these people to different communities.
That's right.
Yeah, so they're probably flying them to Mexico, right?
We know that they're not trying to orchestrate nothing here in the United States of America.
Yeah, so how do we know the pilots that America is using to fly people, Afghans who are escaping the Taliban out of the country, know how to land a plane? What are they going to do? They're going to fly into Freedom Tower? They're going to hit, oh, God.
Because it looks like everything that happened starting on August the 15th is being orchestrated. And somebody knew something, and everybody want to sit around and act like they don't know nothing. And
No, well, at least you guys don't sit around and act like you don't know anything. I'm glad. Yeah, I enjoy the fact that you sit around and act like you know something. I mean, you wouldn't have a show without it.
where is Kamala? Well, I know that she finally came out, but she was right there when Joe made this decision to pull on out of Afghanistan. She was right there, like the decision was great. Well, Kamala, you are a woman. You are a woman of color. You didn't know that these women would start being abused by the Taliban? Come on. Girls will start getting hurt.
What?
People will start being killed.
That's right.
I'm questioning even your judgment as a woman.
As a woman.
Yeah,
That's
because
right.
I mean, a man would never make the decision to leave Afghanistan.
And then where's General Milley?
Oh,
Where is he? Honestly.
No, I'm not talking about Millie Vanilli. I'm talking about General Milley.
Okay. Yeah, I was confused for a second. Thank you.
General
He
Milley.
was so stuck at and hung
White
on
race.
white
Huh?
race.
Yeah.
Where is he at? And what about that other one that looked like his name should be Cleopas? I'm talking about the one that be wearing that little hood, that mask, like he Darth Vader. Where is he at? Oh, I forgot. He did come out and say something. Take a look at this.
You have the
Wait, Cleopas? Who's that? What?
capability to go out and kill
He's not wearing a mask, by the way. Is he supposed to?
Americans.
We don't have the capability to go out and collect up large numbers of people.
What do you mean you don't have the ability?
What you
All right.
I tell you what happened on January the 6th, you all had the capability to make a list, check your time, and go hunt down people. What do you mean you don't have the capability of getting the Americans back over here?
Well, no, they do have the ability to get the Americans back over here. They're just not going to fly like, aircraft carriers into the other side of Kabul and pick people up in a field or have mass military movement through the streets because the Taliban aren't fighting mainly because there's not that kind of military thing standing up and, oh God.
The United States of America.
That's right.
What do you mean? I can't understand it.
That's right.
I don't understand that.
That I believe.
Help me. Because my heart is beating all over the place. I don't understand this.
Yeah, especially if we supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the bay.
Yeah, you're host, land of the free and home of the bay. I want to get back to the home of the bay.
Greatest country
That's right.
on earth. And you want to tell me we don't have the capability?
What you mean we don't have the capability?
Yeah.
Well, without setting off another circumstance, we don't have the ability to just kind of roll in and do that without it starting, an offensive by other people amongst the Taliban or putting other soldiers in danger, and we don't need to. So they're doing other stuff because strategy.
You better pull all resources.
That's right.
You all better stop playing games. You need to pull all resources and make sure our American citizens get back over here to the United States.
That's right.
Because this is unacceptable. And I know Jim Crow Joe came out trying to do damage control, but I don't trust nothing that this man said.
But that's right. And if they was really concerned about American lives, there's no way they would have did away with the contingencies and crisis response there. They wouldn't have did away with that. Okay?
Oh, so they totally ignored
Which were?
They totally ignored that, and they did away with that particular
Yeah, which parts?
procedure. And see, what this was aimed at is providing
I know you guys are reading stuff. I mean, is this from Don Jr.'s notes?
and safe evacuations of Americans out of crisis zones. Okay, but what happened is back around June 11, the Biden State Department, they canceled this particular measures that could have helped Americans
Or hurt Americans as well, I think.
So then
they did this before everything. So that lets me know that something ain't right. Look, something smells fishy and it ain't tuna.
So it looked
Yes, it is not tuna. It is not tuna. I mean, there's really no fishing in Afghanistan at all.
all of this is being orchestrated and planned. And that's why he can go and sit down and do nothing.
And where's China at in all of this?
That's right.
I mean, finally, somebody's asking.
Yeah.
Thank
We
you,
had
John.
World War III. Is it something that you
Yes, this is World War III. We are getting out of World War III. We've been in the World War III for 20 years.
not telling us, but because the United States of America, because of Jim Crow Joe Biden, we are looking weak.
That's right.
We
Why?
look like that. We fell to terrorists here.
That's right.
Well, no, we're just leaving the country. That's up to them. I mean, their government, their military fell to it, and very quickly, which just proves that we were there for no other reason than to shore up another government. And at that point, I guess we add Diamond and Silk to the group that believes that Afghanistan should be the 51st state. And I disagree with you guys, but I respect your opinion. I think, if I understand it.
If you have the Taliban blocking the pathway for Americans to get to the airport, guess what? You're holding them hostage.
Well, no, you would have to make demands for them to be allowed through. If you're just blocking the road, you could. All right.
That's the situation.
You see what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Think about this.
Listen. Because you know what? It's happening over there.
Yeah.
Do you know the same thing can jump off here?
Right here.
No, the same thing cannot jump off here.
You know the same thing can jump off here because we have an administration that we don't trust. They give out
So we've moved to the threat version. I was wondering when they would get there on the list. Now Diamond and Silk are threatening the rest of America that if the Taliban can pull this off in Afghanistan, they could do it right here because they don't trust the administration any more than the Taliban trusts, women getting an education.
information, and all they do is
Motrin.
and tell lies and think we're supposed to believe it. Stop gaslighting us.
That's
We
right.
see right through you, Jim Crow Joe. Y'all better get this together, or you know what?
What?
You need to resign.
That's
and
right.
don't y'all worry about Kamala. She can't even run a hot dog stand, much less the United States of America.
I don't know what the reference is to hot dog stand. Is that just your opinion of people who run hot dog stands, that they're kind of your example of low skilled workers? Because I mean, it's kind of an entrepreneurial thing. It takes a lot of work, and you got to push your store around. So I have a lot personally. I have a lot of respect for people who have a hot dog stand. I mean, it must be tough work in New York, especially considering, you know, all the Fox fans running around with COVID, passing out Delta to everybody while asking for extra onions and mustard. Now, which, I mean, is great on a hot dog, don't get me wrong. But what's with the eggs? The eggs are because the scariest thing that has ever come out of the stories about Cuba to Diamond and Silk are, of course, that people only get 5 eggs a month.
5 eggs.
So they continually
5 eggs in a month.
If anybody goes in and brings up Cuba, they will go off on a rant about 5 eggs a month. It happens every time. Okay, let's continue. We're almost to the end of this. They've just been yelling nonstop. So
Nope.
oh, all right, that was quick.